I came across a little drink coaster, a little cardboard drink coaster that I'd written some things on some time ago. And here's the little coaster. And here's what I wrote. Acceptance of. This is how it is at this moment. Acceptance. This is how it is at this moment. And then under that, I am enough as I now am. I am enough as I now am. And then a quote by Krishnamurti. I don't mind what happens. That's got a double meaning. I don't mind what happens. It means that our thinking brings into being what happens, and he doesn't mind what he brings into being. But on the back of that again, I've got these words written. I am in continuous receipt of unerring guidance. I'll repeat that. I am in continuous receipt of unerring guidance. I believe I am. And I believe we all are, you and me. But do we hear it? Do we listen? Do we pay attention? There is inside of us a real self, a higher self, which is pushing through or trying to push aside this self-image self that we've made up of ourselves, our ego, that chattering monkey mind, those daydream things that where we start comparing ourselves with others, and I want to be better than this and greater than that. This is ego. But this unerring guidance doesn't concern itself with that. It's pushing through, pushing that out of the way, trying to make us realize what we are, trying to bring ourselves to ourselves. It pushes inexorably. When we're unhappy because we are not being our real self. Egos suffer. Self-images suffer. Self-images always want this, that, or the other, never satisfied for long. And that's what most of us come from. Very often, if happiness rises, it is quickly taken away by fear. Let me give you an example. Let's supposing that somebody let's suppose it's you. You suddenly win $10 million in some lotto. $10 million. You're ecstatic. You can't believe it. I've won all this. And then, after a very short time, the fears begin. Someone will want some of this. How can I get rid of it? How can I trust some of it to be invested? Etc., etc. Before you know it, the ecstatic fear, the ecstatic joy, or not joy, happiness, is taken away by fear. And this is caused by our ego self, the false self, the house built on sand, which is forever fearful. Most of us come from that fear all the time. Our decisions are made on it. Yet, as I said, we have unerring guidance from within on how to live happy, contented, purposeful, fulfilling lives. If we are willing to listen, open-minded enough to believe that we have this in us, and at least give it a go. When we shut down and we say, I don't believe it, nothing happens. If we do believe something, then it begins to manifest. Believe that you are greater, far, far greater, infinitely greater than you imagine yourself to be at this time. Do that consistently enough, and the unerring guidance to become greater and greater and greater will begin to manifest in your life. And when it does, pay it attention.